Bass Resonator here, coming at you with another BB Craft demonstration. I have these open back bezels, and I got the equivalent one in silver and in gold for both of them. I'm getting out some of this resin tape, which the struggle is real. This stuff is super sticky. And you know what? I didn't cut that big enough. Okay. Get your fingers under this stuff, and oh my word. I'm trying to get it to where I can orient this hoop at the top. There we go. You know what? I'll just do it in a straight line. And you remember that coral I made? Well, guess what's gonna happen? Okay, so now let me trim that. Yeah, nice. See how I got my finger? It won't let me go. Okay, now doing this resin tape, because I'm actually going to be using UV resin on this. Okay, get this tape out of the way. And what I also, I'm going to be using some Let's Resin Peacock Blue, because my other blues I already ran out. Okay, so gotta make sure with these that they are pressed down very well, because you don't want stuff leaking out underneath. Not a good thing. Here's this little tool. Just roll so I can get equal pressure all the way around. Okay, I think I got that down pretty good. Now, I have some little, let me see if I can get them in the picture. There we go. Little bitty starfish. And I will be putting one of those in with a piece of this coral that I made. I will cut off a section. I'm thinking I will cut off like the top section. Actually, I could just use one instead of using both. Yeah. On the silver ones, I'm going to use pink color. No, you know what? I ought to use this white. No, I like the pink. I mean, yeah, the pink. On the gold, I'm going to use yellow. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off a section with my skizzers. Okay, there's for one of them. And cut off this other section, and I can still use those other pieces, that other piece, for another thing. So there's a piece of coral there, a piece of coral there. Not a pizza coral. That would be good, huh? And I'll use the same shape for this one. Whoops, upside down. And then the same shape for this other one. Come on, scissors, get in there. Okay, so I got the same shape for both. Scissors out of the way. I'm going to get some resin. I'm going to have some for blue resin, or this peacock blue, and I'm going to have a little bit of white, which I have this is already pre-dyed, so I'll have a little bit of that for some wave action, and I need a little bit of clear as well. Okay, so Counterculture DIY, white resin, Let's Resin, clear resin, Let's Resin, clear resin going in here. And I'm thinking about doing something other than just let me shut it down for just a bit and I'll come back after I think about this. Okay, I decided. I was wondering whether I should go with an opaque blue or transparent or translucent. It's going to be transparent. The white will be opaque. Okay, I'm going to try one drop of that first. You know what? Let me get some gloves on here. If I'm going to be messing around with the resin, I need to be covered up. I'm going to use this tool, little silicone paintbrush type thing, to move stuff around. This one to mix it. Because the tip on this one is kind of bigger than I need it to be. Oh yeah, that's going to be a good color. Okay, so get that part out of the way, and I don't care if there's a streak in this or not. That will actually make it look like it's water. Oh, maybe I didn't mix up enough. No, I don't think I did. It's a pretty color though. Maybe I lucked out enough. But if I want it it's about the same in each one of them, but I want more. I think I need a little bit more. So let me get some more resin. And if I have too much, I can always put it away in a little container. Man, that is a pretty color. Peacock blue. You can always put it in a little container, a dark one, so the sun don't get any sunlight on it, and keep it in, and it won't cure. if I keep it sealed up, this is not as dark, which could be kind of neat. It's a little bit lighter. There we go. I'm starting to get the amount that I need. Over to the edge. Don't want to just push it all on up. Just push it over to it. So if I push it too far, it will go up on the edge, and I don't want it to do that. I just want it to go to the edge. I do have a few bubbles in there. I'm going to use the long-handled lighter in just a second to remove those. These are really pretty bezels. And BB Craft not only sent the bezels, in with the bezels they sent little hoops to connect onto a chain, and they sent 4 chains, 2 gold ones and 2 silver ones. Now there are more bezels than that, but good thing I have more chains here. And these don't have to be pendants. They could be used as a gaudy bracelet type of charm, or hook onto a keyring type of thing. Or, since school is just about back in session for us here in the US, start next month, kids are always taking backpacks to school, and if you put one of those alligator clips onto to a chain type of thing, then you can have a really cool looking backpack accessory. Now that little bubble right there is too far down. I'm going to have to coax it up. That one I was able to get. This one is, there's one down on the bottom. Come up. See how I have the 2 tones of water? That's really kind of cool looking, I think. Tiny bubbles. There, got that one. I don't see any more. If this is not dark enough for me, or if I do end up wanting to go opaque, I can flip it over and do a thing on the back side. Okay. I think what I'm going to do, I'm moving this little pot over here out of the way of my curing machine, and I'm just going to put this on for 10 seconds. It's not going to be a full cure. I just don't want that resin going anywhere. Okay, oy. See that tape? Man, sticky stuff. Grabbing onto the lamp. Okay, so that's already got a good cure already, it seems like. And that's more than I needed it to do. You know what? I'm going to do this afterwards. Get off of there. I'm going to put a little bit of white down here at the bottom. There's plenty in here. It's just sitting at the bottom of this. And I'm going to see, come on now. There we go. See if I can spread it out and cause it to have a little bit of cells. I don't think I'm going to get the cells on this. Miss Julie Cuts has done bubbles on it to get the cell action, but I think I'm just going to not worry about the cells too much. Just put a little bit of this white to add a little bit of texture, plus give my coral something to attach to, as well as the little starfish. Now come in. Whoop. It just sort of disappeared there, huh? to set that one in place with the clear. Now we've got a broken arm. Oh, too bad for the Jew. Let me put just a touch of clear. And those starfishies. Okay. Another 10 seconds. You know, that pink coral just went away. Maybe I should have gone with an opaque. I want to get a little bit of doming action. Can't go too high with it because then it'll just go pouring right on over the edge. But I do have some bubbles in there I need to get rid of. Those on the end over here could use, I think, just a little bit more. Now they got a little bit of a dome to them. Okay, now go another 10 seconds, and then I have a different well, I'll show you in just a little bit as soon as that is done. Okay, I'll put that lamp back. Now this next lamp I cannot pull all the way up because I don't have the cord long enough, but I can show it to you. It's this Let's Resin where it'll cure from both sides. So I'll do that off screen and I'll come right back. Okay, these are cured up, but I don't know if you can see this. A big air bubble developed under there on that one. The others no. But see what I can do once I get this off. Sometimes getting these off is really tricky. So far, not tricky at all, but you see that big old bubble right there. can put some clear resin in it. I don't know what caused that bubble to happen. You know what? It'd be smarter than the average tape. So having it stick to me, I'll just flip it over on itself. No bubbles on that side. Flip it down again. No, we're cooking with gas. No bubbles. Good. Flip it down again. The cool thing is, these open bezels had a really nice flat bottom side, so they didn't have anything sticking or leaking out underneath it. And I've got a little piece of, I don't know what right there. Use the tweezers. I will use the tweezers to get that off. It came off. Okay. Now, let me fix this one real fast. I just need to put just, you know what? I still have some of this green stuff here. Set it back over there. Let that could have used one more little bit drop, it looks like. No, it's a good thing I didn't. Okay, I'm going to set that under the lamp over here and start working on, sorry if I don't know if my arm went in front or not, but if it did, I'm so sorry. Okay, now jump rings. Don't know if any of you have experienced working with jump rings or not, but they can be kind of tricky. So you need a pair of needle nose pliers, and if you can get one of these little tools, super helpful. Okay, I'm gonna have to get out a gold jump ring, two of them actually. Wow, look at there, it came right out. If for some reason you want a longer connection, you can actually put a couple of those together and hook them onto each other. I'm gonna not do that. If I need to later on, you know, depending on if somebody buys these and they want a longer one, or they have a larger neck and they need a longer chain, then I can do that. And this guy is now done. And when you look at it from the front, you can still see a little bit of discoloration, but not nearly the way it was. It's not a big old bubble now. Now it's just a, looks like a wash of ocean. Okay, now on these jump rings, there's a little slice, and if you've got strong fingernails, which apparently I don't. And just a second, I need to get these gloves off so that I can get a better hold on. This is all cured up, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, now I'm back. And oi, I'm usually strong enough, but you know what? I'm just not gonna break my fingernail open. Okay, so what you do, you get this little jobby and just bend it open. Okay, I'm gonna get, where's the other jump ring? Oh, it's over here. I'm like, what? I had 2 gold ones out. Some jump rings are made out of a real thin metal. I'm glad to see that BB-Craft used a little thicker gauge of wire. Makes it the necklace or keychain or whatever you're going to be hooking it onto be a little bit more secure. Because when it's a real thin, wow, when it's a real thin gauge metal, doesn't take much to yank it off of somebody's neck. Or, you know, you bend over and if you got a little grandkid or your own kid and your jewelry hangs down and they reach out and go, I want that, makes it kind of difficult because it's going to come right off. But with a stronger jump ring like these, then we're going to do better. Okay, now get this chain through that loop as well, not on the, through there. There we go. And then you just bend it back and close that loop, that little gap, to where, now I've seen some people just cram on it like that and it doesn't look pretty. But you see this hangs, well, you can't see it, it's hanging just like it's supposed to. If you were to decide to put another jump ring to make it longer, you would have to put 2, because if you only put 1 more, it would hang where it would constantly be flipping over, and that's not what you want. Okay, so this through there. I don't know if that made sense. It made sense when I was saying it in my mind. Whether it made sense to you or not, I don't know. I hope so. What I'm saying is, if you have one more jump ring in there, it will not hang flat. It will hang this way on your chest, and that's not the way you want it. You want it flat against your chest. Okay, so I got the gold ones done. Not too hairy. When I'm done with these, I will take some still pictures in a little bit better light, and you'll be able to see them up close. You'll be able to see all the details. So you can see what I did on the first 2 demonstration videos for BB-Craft with the products they sent to me. you can see what I did, and then you can, because of those, you can see how this came to fruition. Fruition, that's a cool word, huh? It just means something bore fruit. Now that chain went right over that jump ring. No, I don't want you doing that. I want you going through the opening, not... Really? There we go. I don't know if you saw what it was doing, but the little chain opening was going onto the thing, onto the jump ring, and that wouldn't have been a good... And there we are. Ta-da! Dun 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 ta! Oh, sorry. That's high school band piece. Okay, cool. Now, if for some reason I think that they would look better with an opaque back, because looking at it up in the air, you see right on through, but with the opaque back, I don't know. If somebody decides they want to buy these and they say, I want an opaque back, I'll do an opaque back. Okay. Thank you, subscribers, and everybody else who just sort of follows along. If you're just a follow-alonger, subscribe. It's free. It's not going to hurt you. And if you really like watching stuff that I do, subscribe and click that little bell right down there next to it. And anytime I put up something new, which during these summer months, I'm putting up a video a day, except in a little over a week, I'm going to go see my new grandson. So I'm going to be traveling. However, I am going to be making a video from up in, I say up there, it's 2,500 miles away from us, in the state of Washington. Not Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is that way. State of Washington is that way from me. So, yeah, he's going to be 3 months old, and I already have a mold up there. My son has it, and he said we could do this, and he got permission from our daughter-in-law, his wife, that we're going to... Okay, let me do this real quick. Like, my son's in-laws live about, I don't know, 15 minutes from them up there in Washington. They moved from Oregon up into Washington because they wanted to be close to their first grandbaby. But my son does not like the hot, and so he moved as far away as he could get from down here. So we're going to go up to visit. But what we're going to do is we're going to make a set of coasters. One of his foot and one of his hand. And each family will get a set. We did that with our granddaughter down here. And so the in-laws got a set of handprint and a footprint. And the parents got a set, and then we got a set. So we're going to do the same thing with this grandchild. And they're very cool little things. So I will have a video made of that whole process. Weston is going to have... He's going to be famous before he's even a year old. Okay, so I will show you some stills in a little bit, and see you next video.